Hey, I'm Becca with the Happy Ever Crafter, and this is Mabz with Chalk by Mabz, and we do a lot of signage projects together and apart.
But mostly together.
Mostly together. And we get lots of questions whenever we do. And by the way, when we're talking about signage, we're talking about like if a client hires us for their signs for their wedding, like a seating chart or a welcome sign or something like that.
A chalkboard menu.
A chalkboard menu, but also big signs for clients like restaurants. So we'll do murals or we'll do big storefront windows or big menu boards, that kind of thing. So that's the kind of thing we're talking about. Basically any surface that we can get hired to letter or draw on.
But there are probably 5 surfaces that we work on the most. And today we're going to be doing a little best to worst, or are we doing worst to best?
So technically we're doing worst to best,
yes,
because we're gonna do this survivor style. So we've decided we're gonna take...
No, I don't actually watch Survivor.
That was it. That was
okay.
That was the But yeah, we've taken the 5 most common signage types, and we're going to, we actually have like the vote cards like Survivor does, and we're gonna not look at each other's, and we're gonna vote one signage off the island at a time until we've done like getting rid of all the worst ones until we get to the best one.
This is gonna be hard.
It's gonna be hard, but it's gonna be fun. And Mabz, since this is Survivor style, I got you a buff.
Thank you.
Like they wear on the show. And basically how you do this, because you don't watch Survivor, you can either wear it as a full shirt or you can just use it as a headband. So like you're Team Canada and I'm Team multicolor.
Okay.
This is cute. Oh, yours matches your lipstick. That's nice.
Fancy that.
I should have worn purple lipstick.
Have you ever worn purple lipstick?
Never.
In my whole entire life?
I haven't and I won't. Okay, real quick before we actually get started with this though, if you're a person who's interested in signage stuff, which I assume you are if you're still watching this super silly video, we have a signage course and it's called Signing Up.
And you can sign up by following the link that Becca's gonna put right here.
Yeah, it's signingupcourse.com, but I'll put it down in the description too so you can just easily find it. But yeah, there's so much more than what we're covering in this video. But I think we should just jump in because this is gonna be funny. I
really don't know what I'm gonna write.
Okay, so we've got the 5 most common types of signage, which are mirrors, glass, like a window pane, basically, chalkboards, wood, and acrylic. Acrylic is like plexiglass. So yeah, we're gonna do vote one off the island and like turn your back to me. So we've got these pieces of paper. You're gonna write the worst one, and that's gonna be the first one we vote off the island.
So, okay, worst one or just the one I like the least? I guess that's the same.
It's the same. Which one would you vote off the island first? Which one would you, like if realistically, I like all of these.
Yeah.
But if a client
for like
came to you and said like, you can pick whichever one you want, like what would be the least likely you would choose, you know?
Okay.
I'm gonna need a second to think about this, I think.
Oh my god, this is when I'm like, will I spell a word that I shouldn't know? I mean, I shouldn't.
Okay, well that gives me an indication that we're choosing different things, because if you don't know how to spell what I'm spelling, we're in trouble.
There's a lot of things I don't know how to spell though.
Okay, now you fold it in half like Survivor. And if we were on Survivor, we would put it in a little, this little jar, and then, what's his name, Jeff? Jeff would come and read them all. But because it's only 2 of us.
We got no Jeff.
Okay, so here's what happens. If we don't match, I think we just each have to like give our reason why we put this one last. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh my god, do you know what? I probably should have said that.
Yeah, definitely would.
I spelled this right?
Yes.
For some reason, I thought there was a W in there. Mirror.
Anyway. Okay, wood. I would say wood is definitely the worst one for multiple reasons. One, because generally I have to source it for the client. So I have to go to the Home Depot and I have to get the wood and I have to stain it. I have to sand it. I have to stain it. And then still often it's too bumpy and the paint like seeps through and you can't remove mistakes. So
that is a valid choice. So the reason why I did mirror is because I find there's less ways to transfer designs onto mirrors. So the other surfaces have more ways to do that. And
It's true. Wood is easier to, you can do a good chalk transfer on wood.
And mirrors, it's kind of like you really got to do it all.
Okay, well, do you agree with wood though?
Well, let's continue the game.
But what I was going to say is like, why don't we agree that it's wood and mirror is still in the running?
And I take wood out too for the next one?
Unless you still think you would put mirror last.
I would put wood last.
Okay, so wood is the bottom. Okay. Okay, fold it in
I'm
half.
trying to like guess what you're writing based on like the sound of the marker.
Okay. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Mirror!
That felt obvious because we just talked about how mirrors are tough. But yeah, mirror, like it's annoying to transfer anything on. You can't really. You have to just like straight up draw guidelines.
There's ways, but it's like...
And when we say transfer, I have a whole video about what that means. You can go watch that. It's like how you can do like a super simple hack to get your lettering onto the surface. This thing's driving me crazy.
We're not actually at Survivor, so you could take it off.
No. Okay. That's very important to the relevance of this game.
Right.
Yeah. So it's hard to transfer onto a mirror. And also it's just hard when you're working because if you look at it on the wrong angle, it like how do you explain that?
Yeah.
Like, there's a word for it. Refraction?
Reflection?
No. Well, yes, reflection. It's a friggin' mirror, but...
No, but yeah. It's kind of like a double pane window. Like, you're not... Is that what you mean? Like, your marker is not...
You
It's
can't
tricky.
see. You have to look at it straight on anyway. It's tricky. So wood is the bottom and then mirror.
Yeah. So we got
chalkboard, acrylic, and glass left. Okay.
You know already?
Yeah. There's a chance we're not going to match on this one again. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
I said acrylic.
Oh, I said chalkboard.
Chalk bee!
Chalk bee. I ran out of room.
Oh.
Chalk. The old chalk bee.
The old chalk.
Okay, why'd you say acrylic?
Because I think it comes down to confidence of fixing mistakes. So with the other surfaces that we have left, I know how to deal with them if something goes wrong, but I've had a few circumstances where like I mess up an acrylic and I've messed it up.
I would say the same thing about a chalkboard though. Because like most people don't want actual chalk on a chalkboard. They want a paint marker on a chalkboard. And if you screw that up, it's a whole removal process.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
Things ghost. If you don't know what ghosting is, I have a whole video about that. Yeah, I think removing off of acrylic is actually easier than removing off of a chalkboard.
The steps to do an acrylic sign are good.
Yeah, an acrylic sign, you can put your design behind it and trace through.
Which is great.
Like a chalkboard, you can do a chalk transfer, but it takes longer.
Yeah. But no, for the, like, it's the fear of the messing up that makes me choose acrylic next.
I also prefer acrylic because it's just really pretty.
It is really pretty.
And you can like paint the back
and
a certain color.
there's so many ways to fancy it up. Does this mean we have to choose one?
Either we choose one or we give
Wait.
it a tie. I am very set in my chalkboard.
So you would do it like this and then like this?
Who knows what I'm gonna put
Oh
next.
yeah, that's right.
But I definitely...
But if I'm saying if we keep these as a tie, then that means that the winner is glass, and I don't know if the winner is glass. You know what I mean? This is where we talk strategy.
Can we agree that acrylic is prettier than a chalkboard?
They're very different looks. And I feel like chalkboard, when you think chalkboard, you think very, what's the word?
Rustic.
Yeah. But in my head, I know that I don't do rustic looking chalkboards.
Okay, let's do this then. What is more time consuming?
Acrylic has more possibilities.
So you agree with me? Chalkboard's out. We vote
Yeah.
chalkboard off.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, acrylic and glass are left.
Okay.
All right. Ready? Go. How could you say that glass if you already wanted acrylic gone?
I don't know. I changed my mind. I changed my mind.
Okay, So I said acrylic because acrylic and glass are the same level of easiness to work with because you can put your design underneath and trace through, but glass is easier to remove mistakes. The only downfall with glass is you could break it.
That was the big one for me.
But acrylic, you could scratch it.
Yeah. And I feel like, but fingerprints, which is not a big issue. Why? This is hard for me.
You do have to think through a lot of things.
Yeah, it's like between those two, if a client said, I'm not sure about glass or acrylic, I would probably say do acrylic because it's more lightweight. If it falls, if somebody bumps into it, it's not gonna crash and break. But I'm thinking of it like a sign that's movable and not like a window.
I'm thinking like a seating chart.
Then I still think I'd want acrylic.
Acrylic in first place?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what, Mabz? I made you bend to my opinions for wood and chalk.
But do you agree?
I like glass and acrylic very close. The only downfall about acrylic though is it's expensive.
Yeah.
It's really expensive. Like if someone wants a big seating chart, that's like a $200 piece of plexiglass.
Yeah. Glass is expensive too, but you can get more, like you can buy it secondhand and stuff like that.
You can buy it secondhand, you can like take it out of a picture frame.
And it can be reused, whereas acrylic is much harder to reuse.
Acrylic's bad for the environment.
I didn't know that.
Well,
it makes sense.
Because people don't reuse it.
Yeah, that's right.
Glass you can just erase and put back in your frame after.
Oh my god.
Have I convinced you again?
That glass is one?
The glass
Number
is
one?
first.
See, it's funny because like, yeah, this would 100% agree that that is the hardest. I wasn't thinking properly when I said, what did I say? Mirror.
You said mirror first,
Yeah. And then, yeah, I would keep this the same. These two I find are very similar, just different end goals kind of thing.
The other thing too is like, not that many people would come to me and ask me to do a glass seating chart. It's
only when they have like a picture frame.
Yeah, if they have like an old
that.
antique like window.
Yeah.
More people ask for acrylic because it's easier to source it in the right size.
And to transport it too.
So do we do this? No, we can't end in a tie.
No. What would people of Survivor say?
I think it's this.
Yeah.
Because acrylic's lighter. These are like very close though. Lighter, easier to find, heavier, more breakable, but more environmentally friendly. So they're close.
They both have pros and cons.
But realistically, more clients would ask for this one. And if someone came to me and said, can you do an acrylic seating chart? I'm always like, yeah, I can.
For sure.
For sure I can. Acrylic, glass, chalk, mirror, wood.
Yeah.
Solved. I mean, realistically, I like all of these. Like if a client came to me and asked me to do any of these, I would say yes. It's just that it's a matter of what tools you use and how long it would take you to do each one.
Speaking of tools, we actually have a really cool download. It's called the Ultimate Signage Toolkit. And we have all of our favorite tools there with like little explanations for what we use it for, and you can download it for free.
Yeah, so the URL is thehappyevercrafter.com/toolbox. I'll also put it in the description down below so you can just go quickly find it. But that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you enjoyed watching our episode of Survivor. We'll be back next week at 9 Eastern time.
Okay, so like I do want to know though what like 5 to 1 what people's favorite is. Like the number 1 that you get rid of is cool, but I would like to still know.
Okay.
So let us know. I want to know. I want to know.
If you're still watching right now, leave us a comment down below and give us your ranking, your whole ranking. And we'll see how close it is to ours. Up next, we'll link you to another signage related video, and make sure you go grab that freebie because it's pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. But
And me, I say so that's 2.
One thing we finally agreed on. Okay, see you in the next video.
Ta-ta!